Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises, an ATM Mastermind group page, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to start an ATM business. Always remember, we have an ATM A to Z course that teaches you from A to Z how to start an ATM business and be successful. We also have an ATM Mastermind group that's free to join for like-minded individuals just like yourself looking to get a little bit more information of the ATM business before making that final plunge into it. It's also a like-minded community that you can share ideas and you can ask questions in the ATM Mastermind group. Okay, so without further ado, we have always go with five points to how to start an ATM business. So point number one, or item number one, is we need to set up a corporation. Now for me, my brand of choice is always the S Corporation. I believe in setting the S Corporation up. A lot of people will teach the LLC, but then you have to deem if you're a sole proprietor or a partnership or an S Corp. So for me, I just simplify it, make it real simple, and just go straight out of the box with the S Corporation. But if you already started an LLC, you can still continue down your path with the LLC. Not an issue. Just remember, when you go to file your taxes, always choose the S Corporation. This will increase your profits in the business as much as possible following the tax code. Point number two, now you got your corporation all set up. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to find a local bank that you can deal with. Our recommendation is always stay away from the bigger banks. They're not very friendly to the ATM business. You'll be ending up spinning your wheels and spending a lot of time wasted trying to convince a bigger bank that you want to be in the ATM business. So that's going to be a challenge. You're going to get very disgusted and discouraged from trying to set up a bank account with the bigger banks. So what you want to do is focus on the smaller banks, the credit unions, the mom and pops, the savings and loans bank. Those banks are ATM friendly for guys like you and me into the business. So always focus on the smaller banks. That'll help you ensure that you get your bank account. It's not going to be easy. There are going to be some challenges, especially if you're new to the game, just to warn you. But that is the procedure, and that's your best course of action to get an ATM bank account. Always remember that you want to set up 3, maybe right out of the box you can set up 2, what we call a vault cash account and a general checking account. That'll help your surcharges. You put those right into the general checking account. Then when your business starts to operate, what you're going to do is you're going to get another bank account. That'll strictly be for surcharges. You'll have another account for vault cash, and then your last checking account will be general ledger or your general checking account. That'll be the account where you're going to write checks out for expenses, maybe gas, or have a debit card for gas, or anything else, insurance, anything that you can think of that you would generally have an expense like a cell phone, insurance, gas, any of those natures. That's going to come out of general checking account. Your surcharge is where all your revenue is going to go. And then you're going to have your vault cash, which you're going to be taking in and out of money on either a bi-weekly or every other day or every day basis. So the money from when somebody takes out $100, that'll go into your vault cash the next day. So that's how that process works. Okay, point number 3. Now you have your corporation. Now you have your bank account. What's the next step, Phil? Next step is you got to go out and you got to choose a processor. Someone you're going to buy the ATM from, and somebody's going to process that transaction. I recommend you do that first before you get an ATM location, because you want to have all your ducks put together and everything in a row. One of the other situations that could happen is your bank could ask you, hey, I need to see an ATM contract. I need to see some kind of legitimacy that you are doing business with somebody else and you are who you say you are. So at that stage of the game, you might have to flip 3 and 2, and then you'll have to talk to a processor in order to get a bank. But most of the time, you get the bank account first, then you go after a processor. Here at PDQ, we are an ATM processor. We'll help you through selling you an ATM, also processing your transactions. So you don't have to look any further. If this is the stage that you want to be in, we can help you facilitate and help you on your ATM financial freedom journey. So point number 4, now I got to go out and I got to look for spots to place an ATM. Okay, there's also some marketing that you can do. You can create people to call you through some advertising, and we can teach you how to do that in our ATM A to Z course if you're interested. But if you're not, then you're going to have to go out and look for locations to place your ATM. Point number 5, now you got the location. Now you're going to need some kind of formal documentation. Let's call it a location agreement, never call it a contract, but call it a location agreement that's going to state to the merchant or the store owner exactly what you're going to do. You're going to provide service, you're going to move the money from their account to your account, from the customer's account, and you're going to do these type of things, and you have to have all documentation. It says that you own the ATM, you're going to provide a service, how often you're going to provide a service, and in case something happens, who's liable and how does that look. Put it all down on paper so the merchant or the store owner can agree to that, you agree to it, and then you're going to facilitate exactly what the location agreement or contract does. You're going to have that documentation. A lot of times the banks are going to want to see that documentation. You are who you say you are, and I'm going to see it in writing. So don't be surprised if the bank asks you, hey, I need to see a location agreement. There's a lot of guys throughout YouTube world are saying, oh, you don't need one, it's not a big deal, I'm a handshake guy, I do everything on a handshake. That's great. Maybe they've been in the game for a long time, but everybody going forward in a new generation, they want to see documentation, and especially the bank. So don't let that trip you up. You're going to need to have documentation just in case the bank asks for it, because they will at some point in time, and you want to be professional when you talk to the bank and you want to talk to your location. Don't do it on a handshake. Please document everything. That'll assure you to have financial freedom going down the road and keep you in the location as long as possible. Okay, I got 2 more points. I'm going to put those over in the ATM Mastermind group page. Always remember the ATM Mastermind group page. It's free to join for like-minded individuals just like yourself looking to learn a little bit more about the ATM business. Always remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Comment on anything that you guys would like to see, or this video if you liked it or not, and something more that we can help you guys with in your ATM journey. So I'll see you guys over at the ATM Mastermind group page.